The following footage you're about to watch was recorded by me on October 19th, 2021 at around 8:13.20 AM Eastern Time. Upon reading and understanding this entire disclaimer with me reading it to you, should you continue to watch this video if you are willing to understand, otherwise please look away ASAP, since this may not be for you, since you may not understand my intentions. But if you are, feel free to ask. Anyways, the following video you're about to watch may contain personally recorded scenes or potential third-party recorded scenes of modders and modding or hacking in GTA Online. This Modders Caught series is brought to you by me, King Vector 11, who gives you evidence of what could happen to you and what does happen on a daily or weekly basis in GTA Online, evidence that Rockstar Games will never care about unless it involves them directly, whether they are hacked or otherwise. This series is created and brought to you at your expense of clicking on and watching this video by a non-modding player of GTA Online with as much experience as I can get and beyond. At your expense, whoever you may be. This series is in no way, shape, or form affiliated with any management directly leading to or from Rockstar Games, nor tries to impersonate or attempt to impersonate as any Rockstar Games employee or position of any Rockstar employee. Any members involved in this series are innocent until proven guilty, in which they are usually guilty and is used as an example for what Rockstar either supports or doesn't, since Rockstar prefers more negative influencing modders, such as modders who uses mods to grief and ruin players' gaming experiences, and ends up punishing more positive or neutral influencing modders, such as those who have no choice but to succumb to the desire of having to install a mod menu to protect themselves or to protect their friends or other players in public lobbies against negative influencing modders in GTA Online. I chose to create this series, and should I quit or leave GTA Online for pastures new is up to my choice. This series is created solely to expose the dark side of GTA Online, Rockstar's support for modding. Comments down below will be shown the following episode. Comments revolved around generally negatively influenced behavior, personal attacks at any member of or the channel, negatively influenced discussions which comes to no resolution, or any form of brain-dead behavior and refusal to show any signs of proper social skill or support of will not only have it be taken down, but you will be permanently denied the permission to cooperate in any comments and other content besides, since I do not have the energy or time to attempt to cooperate by lowering myself down to unspeakable levels of touching grass deficiency. Viewer discretion is extremely strongly advised. If you have read the disclaimer with me and are agreed to the terms and understand the terms, you may wish to proceed for the rest of this video starting now. I must also prove through this snip that my friend, whom I've initially met for the first time in my life on GTA Online, has not been modding, but recently has to have no choice to succumb to the desire of needing a mod menu for the primary intention of needing it for protections from having their game crash, since every time they tried playing GTA Online, they had to suffer with their game being crashed to desktop at least 10 times per day. And they just want to play the game. It doesn't matter what they do or what happens, they're just chilling by themselves with a friend, and their game gets crashed, and they're done with it. But hey, that account that has the mod menu for protections hasn't been banned to this very day. However, another account that they've had, which has never seen a mod that they've tried to play as legitimately as possible without a mod menu, has for some reason been banned. So Rockstar really supports modding in this case, because they prefer to ban an account that hasn't touched a mod menu. And it just shows that they support the idea that his account has a mod menu and hasn't been touched since. Which is quite odd to let you know, but that's Rockstar. Now for this video, the difficult part that I've had most to think about was whether I should explain the context to you. That could take a couple of minutes more than usual, since a lot more has happened even beyond prior to the recording of this episode. Or if I should just show you what happened during the episode and explain the context right after, only for those who are willing to understand. Because it's hard to try and explain something to someone who's just willing to shit talk and not understand a single thing just because they feel they're more superior. That doesn't make sense. Regardless though of whatever outcome or episode I may choose to record or upload or post, The show must go on, and I'll do my best to explain the brief of most brief context to you prior to showing you who the modder is and what has happened. Especially what you could have seen in this clip by itself with all the nonsense that's been going on that of course unfortunately has happened, in which I really hope nothing but the best for the person on a personal level. So the best context I can explain to you, I have met a friend in which I've even shown our DMs to you to prove, you know, Rockstar's intentions. I've met this person just a year before this clip was recorded, in which he hasn't had a mod menu. He's been chilling around. I made friends with him, and we proceeded to playing GTA every so often, having innocent PvP battles, 1v1s, whatnot. We were chilling, doing our thing, having fun. During the times that I wasn't on GTA Online, obviously because I have something called a life, this person also started to develop their life as well, but you know, COVID was a serious thing, especially where they lived, and they had no choice but to stay at home as much as possible, since obviously, yes, COVID existed back then, just probably the worst year that it had. But anyways, so I was busy doing my own thing. This person was making their own friends, and their friends had mod menus either to mess around, F about and find out, just chilling. And if something needed to be done, they would of course take action with their mod menu that Rockstar should have done a long time ago, but obviously you know how much Rockstar cares, right? So at some point I met this person's friends, and all of us ended up being in a Discord server. Most of us were hanging out, some of us weren't, but regardless, we were our own group that I was a part of. Though I don't like to see myself directly a part of this group, it was with my friend who was friends with those other friends, who those friends had mod menus. Then a year later, when I've met another person who I thought was chill and peaceful and innocent, I tried being friends with them. So I became friends with them, we added on Discord, and then they introduced me into a group chat. This is another group, by the way. They introduced me to another group chat that had friends of other friends, in which all of them were put into one group chat. I was part of that as well. Don't wish to fully affiliate myself with them, but regardless, those other friends of that friend also had mod menus. The moment I tried bringing one of them to that group that I was for a longer time, that group that I was with for a longer time, let's say the first group that I've mentioned, Group A, that I've mentioned, and then the second group that I've mentioned would be Group B, the one that I've just met that had friends of other friends. So I try introducing someone from Group B to my Group A. That's not my Group A. I'm sorry that I made it sound like that. It's just a group that I'm a part of. But then Group A was just messing around, effing about, was just testing a bit of features, let's say, on this person. This person definitely had a very sensitive ego, unfortunately, and started using their mod menu to try and crash them, in which those guys, of course, had stronger menus, saw that there were crash reports being sent to them, so they tried crashing the person back of Group B. Group B, unfortunately, had a weaker menu and was kicked out of the game, and then all hell broke loose from then. Yeah. Further on down the road, I found out from that person of Group B that their account was suspended by some miracle, that Rockstar actually took action. I guess that person must have tripped the weak and broken as fuck anti-cheat finally, with how many times they tried using their mod menu, I guess, against everyone, probably session stalking them if they must. I don't know what happened, but I got a message randomly from that person, who I will show you in this video what they were trying to argue with me about, that their account got banned. So they had an alt account with practically nothing on it, who was trying to session stalk me, trying to mod me, and trying to say and make it look like because I supported or condoned to supporting Group A's actions against that individual member of Group B, that he of Group B will not take action against me, like as if I had full control over them of Group A, if that makes sense. If not, I'll put it into similar context in a different story. Let's say you drove down the street one day, just out of that you've never driven down before. Look at the, environment, and you're just driving down peacefully, just doing your own thing, looking by the houses, and then the second time, at some point later in time, like within a week, you try driving down that street again, but during that time, it's a very long street, let's say, You see a house is on fire with paramedics, firemen, police all surrounding the area, and then you see a bystander pointing directly at you, speaking to an officer. And then when you realize when it comes to context, the officer brings it up to your attention. When you realize it, your subconscious brings it up to your attention to say that because you drove down the street, you committed arson. Just because you were driving on that street. That is why someone has blamed you for committing arson. So just like me being in some form, way, shape of affiliation with a friend who is a part of Group A, who had their friends that they've met that were all together to make that Group A, that automatically means that because I was in a much more, let's say, longer affiliation with them, that means whatever they would do, I would be in full support of and in full control of. How would that make sense? Just think about it for a moment. How am I able to have full control over them? Just because they have a mod menu and because they're friends? I'm not fully friends with them. I'm only friends with that one person who has made that group with those other people that I haven't met until I've been introduced to them through a Discord server. Right? I hope you understand the context as best as I can explain to it. If you have any questions or concerns, as long as it doesn't come at me like you're trying to mock my intelligence, I am willing to respond to these comments that of course will be shown in the next episode, obviously, as I've stated in the disclaimer earlier in the video. And obviously, I hope you understand that, of course, I have feelings as a normal person would. For those who are brain dead, obviously you may not understand that something called feelings exist or something called grass exists, because maybe you haven't seen the sun in like 10 years, I don't know, but I'm not judging. I hope you find the time as soon as possible to discover these things. But anyways, for those of you who are actually around, willing to understand and listen, pay attention, and see the whole story of all the commotion that's happened after my context as best as I could have explained it to you, as the shortest of possible I could have explained it to you. Here's the footage of everything that I've really caught, especially during this episode, but there's even more context beyond this as well. But let's just show you the clip of the 10 minutes of all the arguing and nonsense that's been happening. Now, the first thing you may be asking yourself at this point is, why does it bother you? What bothers you? What specifically bothers you? Well, it's a difficult process for me to explain it to you right away upon trying to come up with reason. But if I had to give you the best answer ever, for the first time in GTA Online, I have never thought I would be dealing with an issue of trying to reason with a ego-sensitive, brain-dead modder. At least at that time. It was the first time I ever have. And as a younger individual, I was beginning to think everyone on GTA Online, at least for the most part, would be proper, thinking at least that way, till I realized now I'm just of that age where I've realized with experience, of course, there are some who are proper, and those who are just straight up brain dead to the point that they'll shit talk you to try and make themselves look good, to try and put you down, just to make them look like, oh, look at this reason, oh, you're a piece of shit, oh, look at this reason, oh, you're a clown. That's all they know what to do, because they cannot use their brain thinking about anything else, not even to communicate properly or socially skill properly. All they know what to do is just shit talk, just to make themselves look good, thinking they're bringing you down. Have I been brought down? No. I used my brain. And I backed away. That's what was necessary to be done, at least at that time. Anyways, here's the modder that has made an alt account just a few days prior to this incident, in which they finally caught up with me, finally. During this episode, of course, you may have seen that they've, of course, cloned my character in GTA Online, because I literally have the same exact everything, customization of my clothes and character, appearance, my hair, glasses, clothes, you name it. They've also obviously have been session stalking using an option on mod menus available called fake friends, where they don't necessarily add you on social club friends list, but they pretend their menu pretends to have you added as an official friends of Rockstar social club in which they can freely join your session as they wish. And that gives them, of course, the modming of the game, the green light to allow them to go into your session, whether it's public or invites or even friends. And they, of course, were trying to mess with my character, locking them into position, preventing them from even being able to stay in a vehicle or enter a vehicle during the activity of this mod being active. And beyond that, they've done a lot more, like I've said even prior, during the context of what happened. But still, I have to unfortunately say that I used to be in some form of affiliation with this person through another person. Of course, by this time I'm making this episode, none of us have any contact, and I'm honestly grateful for that. I hate to admit, personally, knowing me, I like to make as much friends as ever possible with anyone I've ever met, but sometimes you just gotta cut out the ugly trash from your life. You can't let it burden your life for any longer than it really should. And unfortunately, knowing me and my sensitive character even, unfortunately, some may even make a comment on it in the comments now. I can sense it. Someone's gonna make a comment saying, "Oh, you're being sensitive, you're bullshit. Oh, you should not play GTA if you have like a flimsy, I don't know, character," or whatever the fuck they're gonna say. I'm just gonna show you in the next episode and then just cut you out of YouTube permanently if you really want to try and make yourself look good like that. Okay? Hope you understand the conditions. Anyways, 10 minutes of arguing and blah blah blah, and there's someone else in between making their own context. Let me show you, after what I've explained to you so far, what has happened when this person finally came across me to try and mess around with me, and how they believed they were in the right for modding based on what they thought was right, based on what they thought I have condoned to, what they thought I've condoned to, in which I've never even agreed to in the first place. Like, he thinks I own Group A, thinking that I have full control over everything that Group A does, that I can manipulate them like my puppets. And that's something I have a terrible time understanding, how braindead could think I even have the power to do so. Regardless though, here's the 10 minutes of everything that I would like to showcase to you until I personally quit the game during this recording, for obvious reasons. And if you'd like to know why I quit the game for obvious reasons, well, let me ask you this. You're in a kitchen, someone accidentally breaks open a propane tank, and someone's cooking right next to it. The flame catches the fumes, and the whole place catches ablaze. What are you gonna do? Stay in the room? Or are you gonna leave? Just think about it, and then come back with an answer right before I start this clip, which I'm gonna do now. So, enjoy, I guess, as long as it lasts, but I personally didn't. I wouldn't expect you to enjoy it either, just find it interesting, I guess. So, regardless, the show must go on. Right. So apparently, he just sent a message on Discord to a group saying that he was in the 3rd-day suspension, but of course he is bypassing the suspension. And now he's quoting himself to ask me, his account is reset and everything. Yeah, sure. Member since October 14th, and yeah, what's 19th? My god. You gotta love this so much. Looks like I can fucking run still. Let's go. No, fucking run. Oh my god. Why? Because, let's just say, here's the story. He joined onto me after me telling him that, you know, he's a modder. Because they're like, oh, someone's modding. I'm like, yeah, he's a modder. But then, of course, you know, a lot of shit happens, and he thinks I'm a part of all of this because I say he's a modder, so on and so forth. Now that he got suspended, he's doing this stuff. He is not gonna grow up. Really. So you're taking this on me for their choice? Hey, I'm just gonna record everything and that's it. Fucking... You condone it. And he says I condone it. Dude. I said I don't condone it. There. Happy? No? Happy? No? Happy? No? Very simple. Very simple. If he says no, I'll be freaking upfront honest then. And you won't grow up about it. What the fuck, man? Report him. Listen. Look what you're doing. Maybe blaming me for them doing their own choice. My only friend to us actually forgive and move the fuck on. Simple. Simple. Look what he's doing. Your shyest friends who have nothing better to do in sessions far, so I'll do it to you. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Lay on me. Us, you mean? But well. Okay. Reggie, I'm sure you will. I don't fucking know. He won't grow up, that's on him this time. Be all ragey and shit, yeah, be all ragey. It's big boy words to me, come on, what the fuck? Both y'all. I'm sorry. Friends has got me banned, so yeah, I know. We are. His search found out he got crashed. Thanks to my friends. Yeah. Because that's what he thinks. I'm using his words against him as his perspective on me. It's a different count, my guy. Okay. 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 Yeah. I know. Okay. You're not supposed to be on right now. Okay. Happy? No, you're not. Swear to God. Oh! Because I sell all those people crashing. AKA condoned. Hello. Hello. Your friends is waiting for 2 days and then they send you. Okay. How about players? Alright. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Screenshot preview. Show profile. Oh, I'm not gonna have my name in there actually. Here. Screenshot preview. At least this account can't be hidden, so there's that. And yeah. But that's nothing. Psst. Oh my god, no, just screenshot preview that to freaking anything. Just anything. Ha 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 ha. Well, that's nothing. I see. Dude. Just grow up, will you? Dude, just grow up, will you? It's a game. Sometimes they say they stop for a second, but they never. Kiss your friends, just don't care about you. They did it for its own sake. Won't grow up. Simple. But you keep going. Because you keep going. But you won't understand that. Nope. No, are bad. Freaking guy. No, this is far, honestly. This is going far, honestly. Alright. This is going far, honestly. I don't know if any visuals. Okay. Okay. Point is. Okay, point is. See, I'm gonna say, are they doing it to you now though? Are they doing it to you now though?
Over here, you frickin' dick.
Bad on your own. Cause you're bad on your own. Yep. Yep, he said it. Yep, he said it. Just, you know what? Forget it. I caught him as well as I possibly could. There's nothing more I can tell you, show you, anything. Because... yeah. Thanks for watching. Freaking kids, man. You can't just grow up! So that was really everything that I've clipped and recorded from the events that have happened. And of course, to give as much context through what I have shown you in this clip based on general what happened, At least for those who wants to know, like, how I felt about how he was trying to say things. The way he just started off with just teleporting to me and just using his mods on me. He's like, where's your friends now, King? Of course, I'm like, I don't have friends, I have family, but whatever. I don't associate myself with trying to be friends with people on GTA because I need to be protected. That would just make me wimp. But it's their choice. If I make friends with someone, it's my choice. If those friends decide to have a mod menu installed to try and protect me or do whatever things, I don't ask them to protect me. I don't ask them to do things for me. I don't make them my bitch. That's their choice. So him making it look like, oh, where's your friends now, King? Like he finally sheltered a poor stray dog in a corner in the open streets of Italy. Oh, congratulations, you feel so powerful, don't you? You feel so powerful. Oh, so powerful. Oh, I hope you feel good. And of course, because I, being affiliated with Group A, where me and my friend, who I've met for the first time like over a year before this, who has made friends with other people, who those other people are modders, for the most part, from how I understand at least. I'm not sure if every single other one of them are, but at least for the most part, at least 3 or 4, I'm sure of it. Yeah, because I'm friends with someone who's friends with modders, that means I automatically have them as my puppets, where they have done their actions against him after he's done something. You know what? It really started off with me introducing this guy of Group B with Group A in general in a friends lobby or whoever. I don't know if it was public or whatnot. I don't remember that time if it was public or friends, but we were all alone, like 5-6 of us in that session, and then they were just trying to like mess around. Just, you know, they just didn't really do anything too severe. They just, I don't know, spawned a car on him or something, maybe flung him around left or right, but they didn't do much more beyond that. But he took it so sensitively and he tried crashing them for the first time. But then they're like, dude, why are you trying to crash me? Let me crash you then. So they crash back, and then that's when the war starts. So of course, obviously, when they were just messing around a little bit with him, and then he tried coming back with a crash but failed. But then when they crashed him, it was successful. That automatically means, because I'm associated as friends with someone who's friends with them, that automatically means that I've told them that they should crash him the moment he does the fuck. So obviously I'm saying you're taking this on me for what they did, because obviously, first of all, they're not online at that time, and second of all, he knows I don't have a mod menu. So what are you gonna do? As someone who is very weak, possibly at that time, maybe mentally, I'm not sure, but I hope they seek help as soon as possible if that is true. I don't wish to mock them. I really sincerely hope they seek the help that they need if that is true. But as someone who's weak mentally, from how it seems at least, or maybe just a very sensitive ego in this game for some odd fucking reason, as someone who is weak and crippling for the desperate need of trying to make themselves feel better, would you try and pick on someone who could anyways take you down easily that you don't know? Or would you rather pick on a little shit that you do know, that knows they cannot defend themselves or fight back? Or just doesn't fight back in general? Well, obviously, they're gonna do the option as you have seen in this video. And of course, because I don't cut my friendship with them automatically means I condone it. Because they have discussed openly that they have done these actions based on the actions he has done to start everything, that automatically means I condone this whole behavior. The fuck is that logic? And of course, when that person in that session asked me to join them for whatever they wanted to do, of course I was open to discussing what was happening at that time, because obviously it's happening, I cannot lie about it, and second of all, well, who else could it be? And this ego-sensitive fuck is just there like, oh, look at you calling me out again. Oh, look, you're calling me out. Well, then don't fucking do it if you don't want to be called out. That's how you got banned on one of your accounts. You got yourself called out because you made yourself known. And everyone did not like it. They probably reported you. They probably took it, freaking called live support to say, make this fucker leave me alone, before they finally took action. And you think that's totally fine. You don't know, I don't know why I got banned. I'm just fucking around with everyone around me because I feel like it makes me feel good. Jesus. And then he's trying to make himself look good even more by saying, maybe learn to actually be a friend. Oh, I have to be a friend. You can shoot me in the leg 13 times. I still have to be your friend. Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyways, and yeah, like I've said before and I'll say again, yeah, he's taking it on me because he thinks I literally told them in a form of condonement to try and just let them do what they're doing to him. He started it first! Of course they're gonna retaliate. Or at least he tried starting it first, but of course they retaliated because they're the ones with the mod menus, not me. What could I do at that point? Just take it. And of course with him stating, maybe I should learn to be a friend, well guess what, I'm only friends with those who are willing to be friends. Like, if you're willing to shoot me in the back like you're doing right there, shoot me in the legs or whatever, trying to make me suffer, and I still have to be friends with you? Really? How fucking brain dead is brain dead to understand that? I don't fucking know. And then he's trying to state that my shit-ass friends are not really my friends, they're just friends of a friend that I know who at the time wasn't modding. That one friend whom I've met at the time wasn't modding, in which he's met other people who they are modding. I just like to very much make that clear. But there's person saying, oh, my shit-ass friends really have nothing better to do in the session, follow me. Well, what? Well, why are you doing it to them? They wouldn't act just for the fun of it. They would only retaliate. I knew them back then. I don't know what they're doing now, because of course it's years later, but back then when I've only been on GTA Online for as much time as I've ever had to be on GTA Online, as far as I know, they would not act on someone just because they want to feel good like how you feel good. They're... Dude. Let's look at this dude. Maybe you shouldn't fucking session to session follow them. Maybe then you have a happier life. I don't know. You expect me to be 13 people at once. I don't know what the heck they are. I don't know what they're doing. I'm busy doing my own thing. I have something called life. Oh, wait, but because I'm playing GTA, it automatically means I should not have a life because no one has a life. Cock. And then he's trying to make himself look good even more because he knows he was losing the argument, so he's trying to find another reason to make himself look good. He's like, oh yeah, get real ragey again. I'm not pissed about it, actually. I find it... You know, at first I find it stressful, but I mean, now that I've grown more into the experience of knowing there are fucking dickheads like those that exist who are just thinking that they're better than everyone because they have a mod menu, so automatically means that they could manipulate any story they ever wish, I guess. Oh god. And my quote-unquote friends got them banned. Well, obviously if you wouldn't session to session stalk them just because you want to be whatever the heck you're trying to be, you got yourself banned fair and square, honestly, dude. You were messing with them. You tried messing with them. They were, like, in a hard way. At least, I know I said that they were just messing around, but they did it gently, like, for the first, like, initial moment. They were just, you know, doing a little tap-tap here and there. It's their way of saying welcome in. It's their way of just being friends. It wasn't like they spammed orbital cannon on him or freaking shot him to death or turned on God mode and just randomly started PvPing. They were just gently tapping around left to right, and his ego-sensitive mind, whatever, freaking thought, oh, they were attacking me, oh, I'm gonna start crashing them. I can use crash. Oh, you want to use crash? Well, it failed, so let me crash you back. And then that's when the fucking war started. It's like if I just patted you on the shoulder and said, hey, hello, and then you looked at me and you just punched me right across the face, like, dude, he touched me first, he punched me first. What? That's how you mentally fuck someone for life. And I'm glad I'm not affiliated with them for, like, a long time. I'm glad about that. Frick. I don't know what kind of person I would have become at this point if I would be even more associated with them. And I know I initially said that he was using some mod to bypass his ban, but then I looked closely when I was freaking, you know, I cannot look straight when I'm stressed out, and that's back then. Of course, if you understand people have feelings, you would understand how I felt, but of course I wouldn't look clearly at what the heck his name was. But if he says it's a different account, okay, I own up to it. So I owned up to the mistake of thinking he was bypassing, so I say, okay, sure, fine, I agree, I admit that's something I'm willing to understand, but he's just now trying to use that as another example to make himself look good, like I'm stupid, while he's making himself look even more stupid, trying to pinpoint at me saying that I've only just said, oh, but you're not supposed to be on. Yeah, but he just told me that, yeah, but it's a different account. Look at the name closely. Like, he thought I was still saying, no, it's because you're still using the same account. You're band bypassing. And then, how fucking dumb, man. It's people like these I'm scared about to meet. Because you're gonna try to reason with them. You can't reason with them. You can't reason with a brain dead because they're gonna be so freaking dumb and egoistic thinking that they're better than you because they're the one speaking and you're just... I don't know. I cannot think like an idiot. It's not possible for me. This is what makes it difficult for me trying to explain the situation as well. I cannot think as an idiot to try and clearly explain the intentions of everything that's happened between me and the other person. Though I definitely hope, and I'm only speaking about this as like a gaming perspective. Personally though, I really hope this person isn't the same like this, and I really wish them the best. Like, with anyone, I'd wish them nothing but the best. It's religiously incorrect for me to think the worst for someone, unless they, even if they really deserved it. I still wish they would just be better. And then this person's trying to convince to me, oh, if I'm really friends with them and they're only doing it because they care about me, what the fuck he said, that if I am friends with them, I have the power, the ultimate godlike power to stop them in their tracks, to stop them from what they're doing. Really? If I really had so much power over everyone, I would wish for everyone to be smart again and to actually use their brain in GTA Online especially. I mean, literally everyone. Excluding those who actually automatically, because it's not really going to affect them. For those who already do use their brain, it's really not going to put them into much effect. They're anyway smart enough already and probably just minding their own business at this point. I don't know. But I guess the boost in IQ will be so damn high it might make their brains explode. So it's going to become a very lonely world. Sad. I like how he's still trying to make it look so personal, like, oh, you're pathetic, you're nothing. Guess what? At this point, I'm a legend, because what a legend did was... I'm done. You can't reason with it, so I left the game at that point. Legends don't need those kinds of friends to help protect them. They do it on their own choice. Me, I'm just minding my own business. And if you want to mess around and find out, well... that's under your discretion and others who are friends with me under their discretions. Me, I don't ask for anyone to help me, defend me. I play this game solo. It's hard, but I still manage. It's possible. It's hard, but I still manage. And of course, they continue, from Group A, they continue to do their actions against him for whatever he's complaining about because he won't grow up. He's a little baby who thinks he has the power over everyone because I got a mod menu and someone touched my tra-la-la. My grand ding ding dong. And of course he's gonna be retaliated on even more, especially when he's trying to do that on me. Because maybe at that time they had nothing better to do, and well, it gives them company and motivation to like fuck around and find out more with their mod menu, whatever the heck. I don't know what their intentions are, I never asked them. But one thing's for sure, they said that they're just doing it out of their own discretion because of what the frick he did initially. Like this king's friends, they are bad modders, really no-life individuals. First of all, he's speaking about himself. I'm glad he still saw me as a friend somehow, but I mean, I'm glad he also learned how to use a mirror as well, but I don't see that as a good friend. I'm glad I don't even have contact with them. I'm done with the whole situation, honestly. And it's been years. I'm grateful it hasn't happened since, at least as extreme as this. Thank goodness. But yeah, as of this point, my lesson I've learned, many lessons I've learned actually. First of all, be careful with who you make friends with. Because you never know, if you make friends with someone else and you bring them together, that you could be stabbed in the back because of it. And that brings me to my next point of the biggest lesson I've learned out of this entire situation is to not bring two different groups of modders together. Whether some of them mod or some of them don't. If one of them has a mod menu and the other one has a mod menu and they both meet each other, two different groups, it's gonna start a war. And that's just not something I'm willing to deal with on a personal level. if they decide to fight amongst themselves, whatever, I have no control over what happens. But if I start getting blamed for that happening, that already goes way too far, out of my control. And it's like trying to tell me as an individual sitting by myself here in Canada to try and stop the war between Russia and Ukraine because they had a choice to invade Ukraine, and that I have the power to somehow stop that from happening or continuing further on. How? If you're willing to understand that, thank you for understanding. But if you're too brain dead to think that even that's possible, because I have the power to do so, then I'm sorry. But please don't make yourself known. At least in that extent, because I'll be shocked. And then he tries to top off himself, feeling ever so good about himself, saying, I know why you make friends with modders though, King, because you're bad on your own. The moment he said that, I didn't even feel any hint offended or pissed off or angry. I literally looked at it like, first of all, he's trying to find any excuse he could, like a typical G-Time brain dead would, to try and make himself look good, thinking he has the reason or advantage of reason over me, thinking that I'm pathetic because I don't have a mod menu. But because he needs a mod menu to try and make himself feel good, to try and win the game, to try and, I don't know, make himself have a better advantage over others, having a file inside of your file to make it look good, automatically at that point, there was no point continuing that conversation. And that's when I took it amongst myself to leave the game. I know the context may have been very long to try and go through the best as possible, but unfortunately I felt like I had to, because there might be those, which I fear could happen, will come into the comments down below and make it look like that, based on what I've seen or what they've seen through the video or whatever context they may ignore, that it may have been something that I've done to them. No, I didn't. I don't even have a mod menu. And the worst part is I cannot predict any brain dead comment that could happen. And I'm sorry to say that it's brain dead, but it's just straight up brain dead. Not all comments though. Not everyone though. I don't want to put everyone under the same boat. If you're willing to make yourself look brain dead, that's on your choice. But if you're actually willing to have a conversation, decent discussion, or explanation, or anything willing that to be understood, I respect that. In fact, I demand for it. It happened once before, and I'll be happy to see that again. Unless you want to keep it to yourself, I respect that too. I'm grateful with that as well, and thank you for understanding the context that I've given you in this video. Oh yeah, and after that recording, because I was making a series of UFO videos, I did my best I could possible to try and make those videos day after day for the rest of October, which I managed to do so, at least knowing before this person would wake up and go in GTI just to try and harass me further, as Rockstar should not allow, but of course they do, because they don't really just allow it to happen. After my very last episode on the very last day when these UFOs were available, hence why you saw the random lightning strike in the game during the clip, that after the very last day, I finally left GTA Online for pastures new out of my choice. And no, it's not because I gave up or I quit because I'm a sissy. Like I've said before I showed you the clip, I hope you came up with the answer. And if you know the question that I've asked, if you told yourself that you would much rather leave the room, I respect that. Because why would you stay in a room that's self-combusting at that point? Why would you? Why would you? So that's generally everything on that episode, at least, that I've caught, and that's the entire context of how ego-sensitive this modder is. Which I'm terrible, it's terrible for it to look like that, but he's trying to make himself look like he has reason to use mods in an ill-intended way, where anyone else who's using it for self-defense, in a typical self-defense way, because it personally feels like self-defense, because he's done it so many times to others, of course they're going to retaliate on him, but then he doesn't see it that way, so he's going to retaliate on me, because I'm affiliated with them as friends, like I'm a master of puppets over their heads, that I have full control over what they do. No. I don't. I don't know why would you think I would be able to, but I don't. I'm not that powerful. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a single war on the world at this current point in time. In which, bringing that up, I very much sincerely wish to give my condolences to all the victims and innocent lives lost in the war between Russia and Ukraine, especially those who don't want to fight the war, who are forced to, preventing execution due to not, following propaganda. And I definitely also wish to give my condolences at this moment to, I give my condolences to all the victims and lives lost in the war between Palestinians. And yeah, all those moments happening, I wish to give my condolences to that. Yeah, I know this video may have been 50 minutes long, but I felt like I had to give the context, because recently if I felt like I didn't give enough context, there would be someone trying to make themselves look known to saying that I supported something that I don't, and will call me a clown because of it. So, they asked for it. Anyways, comments from previous episodes that I would like to showcase to you. Starting with this comment from 2 episodes ago, where that person has stated that perhaps there was another modder on that episode where I showed you the big puff of cloud that was being spawned in endless waves over at the docks, where this person stated that perhaps another modder was spawned in the particle effect spam on that person, which made it run so slow that he disconnected, in which the barcode who was in there would be my top suspect. I wouldn't say immediately it's because of the barcode, that because there's a barcode that automatically means he's a modder. That's not true. My friend who made an alt account making themselves named as a barcode, they never installed mods at that time. They were just trying to make barcodes look good. But guess what? Everyone hated it because it was a barcode name. Yeah. Why barcode discriminate? Anyway, so I stated in that point, I said that could have had minimal effort, and from what I had seen personally before I decided to open OBS to record it for this episode back then, I have seen a guy on these crates away from those particles. He had also rainbow vehicles I forgot to mention when I re-recorded this week, but there were many instances I wished to have caught in recording to be able to fully prove the suspect. Unfortunately, I could only speak as the only eyewitness, and that is as much as I can go on that. I wouldn't just blame barcode names for the sake that all or most barcode name players are typically ill-intended players of the game, because they're not. At least for the most part. Some of them could be just normal players who just decide of a barcode name. Why discriminate? Though I do respect your findings, but considering what I have shown and explained rather than what I've personally seen, unfortunately I cannot pull out memories of what I have seen in through wire and showcase as much as I can remember, but this person was chilling alone without any form of help or support, otherwise I would have mentioned that in case I would forget for a future upload such as this. So I respected that person's findings, however, based on what I have seen on my judgment, based on what actually happened, it counteracted against what they stated, but I still respected their findings. Anyways, from the last episode, unfortunately, I had a lot of ill comments, unfortunately. First of all, someone asked, why post this like 3 years later? When I saw that, I was like, what's your point in asking that? But anyways, I still answered with, I was busy with other events after numerous thoughts. I figured this would be the best way to make these videos, and I continue to think about how to develop them for future uploads. So I appreciate you asking that, but that's as far as that person has went on that comment. Moving on to what the fuck kind of logic is this? So this person said, lol. Report modders to Rockstar. Rockstar supports modders. Okay. Can you pick one narrative and stick with it? What? What? How do those two have correlation amongst each other? Why would you not report a modder? What? I can understand that. So I responded with, I mean, regardless of whether Rockstar supports modding or not, I'm not voting against reporting either through means of especially the online web sources. In-game may have been patched not too long ago, but I still would not trust it. If you must report a modder, go right ahead. It's up to Rockstar, however, to actually acknowledge that such behavior as a result of the report is unacceptable to us players who do not work for Rockstar. I've made an unlisted video on my own separate occasion stating a modder that definitely went too far in my recent experiences and showed the video clip to Rockstar support. To this day, they still have yet to even make notice of the video clip in question, despite me labeling my report as an extreme potential flight risk, especially that I was most likely not the only one affected by what happened that night. Which, long story short, that modder booted me off the internet, and luckily I was smart enough to be able to fix that issue. Or at least I was able to fix that issue. But later on, during this comment, someone who I thought was not gonna be right, that we'll probably have to get rid of, but you'll see in a moment. Just look closely. This person stated, "Why even report you, monk?" Okay. Thanks for that. Extra bit that you shouldn't have mentioned. Most menus have reports blocked. You basically have more power than Rockstar, which is why they did the security update. I can see when you report me and crash your game, so go ahead. Why would I want to report? I don't report an in-game menu, it's broken. But still. The other person, which I definitely have minimum respect for, stated, "Grow up, it's just a game. See a modder equals leave the game." I don't have to grow up. You know who has to grow up? It's the modders who think they own the game, and because their ego-sensitive little tralalas were touched by another modder, that means they have to break out an all-out war and say, "No, I'm the best modder, you're a piece of shit, you support that, blah 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 blah." Trash talk. Anyways, so I said, responding, "Why do I have to grow up for a game? Like I said, it's my choice to make videos like these, and if I wish to leave, that is up to me. If I wish to record it, that is up to me as well." Speaking of my choice of recording, if I had to record every single modder in GTA Online that I've caught, my computer would definitely need a different hard drive that I can no longer slot in it, because I already have 3 of them in it. That's all full of other files besides GTA and recordings. What would be the point? Well, without trying to make space for that, it would not be possible for me to make room or space for all of that. It wouldn't be. So responding to the other person, I said, "Okay, can a mod menu block a report written through Rockstar's page? If that is true, then the game has definitely gone to a deeper hell, much deeper than I'd have ever believed." And then this person obviously knows the only thing what to say is, "I'm just a clown." So I'm like, okay, if you insist, I said what I said. If that's what a clown is to you, then I have concerns. And then this person, finally reasoning with me a little bit, has stated, "No, they won't block that, but Rockstar don't give a frick. Seeing people with over 2,000 cheating reports can see from the menu, and of course they aren't banned, obviously, because Rockstar supports it. Even the Kidian's mod menu won't get you banned, which is free, so if you're a paid menu, basically that % of getting banned. And even then, your cheat devs are legit faster than Rockstar, so when Rockstar detects something, the menu devs know within 1 minute, then they remove the feature so no one gets banned. So the one day to bypass the zero update with less features." That's interesting. I'm glad to know that mod developers have more motivation to developing their mod menus faster than Rockstar, even developing GTA 6, for all I care. Until the last moment, when they really should. Anyways, typical Rockstar in a nutshell. So I responded, "That just shows how much Rockstar really cares about their player base, security, and overall health of the game compared to what they really should be in comparison to the mod developers. That's why modders will always win. Don't mean to make it sound like I just know it now. Just a topic came up and I'm bringing it up now based on how Rockstar really cares, but don't. But they should." Yeah, I know Rockstar doesn't care, and there's different reasons that may either contradict or prove that, but regardless, I know Rockstar doesn't care. I know they don't. Even if my current attempts may seem futile, I'm still trying to show you what could happen. Especially in this episode, I hope you may take it as a life lesson. Be careful of the friends or people you meet on GTA, especially if they have a mod menu, because they may feel like Tony Montana himself. The world is yours. It really isn't, but they think it is, because they're so high under the influence of modding that they think they own everything at their wish, that they can just snap a finger and it's true. It isn't. And that's what this modder in this episode that I've exposed you in this episode thought, that because I was affiliated with Group A that I've mentioned, because I've met a friend who doesn't mod, who has met other people during when I was on GTA that introduced me to them in a Discord server in which most of them are modders, that automatically means I own them because he decided to choose to say that I am friends with them, because that's not how it works. So this person, finally being at ease in our conversation, or at least it seems like it, has stated, "Yep, that is why I don't play that game anymore. Modders could track you and crash your game automatically, force you to never be able to play when the modder is on. They only care about shark cards and money glitches." Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I responded, I do not feel safe paying public lobbies knowing there are modders out there. I tried it once not too long ago. I got booted off my internet. Thankfully I knew how to fix it. It took me 5 minutes. I was playing with a good friend at that time. Now we play invites or friends only because of course Rockstar has finally fixed that exploit some time ago after modders were able to force themselves into invite-only lobbies, which, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for. I just wish I went to that point to begin with. And that was the end of those replies, at least up until now. But then there was another comment where this person, yeah, has stated, "You're a clown. Thanks." And the other person was like, "This guy's cooked. Thanks." But at least we finally reasoned. So this person, Stalin's friendly warning, but yeah, just be careful. Just be careful what you say. I respect you now, but at the beginning I was skeptical, and I'll admit that. But it's fine. Just one more chance I'll give you. Anyways, so this person at the beginning stated, "Wasting your time exposing mods. I'm a modder, and trust me, you're just wasting your time. Nobody cares. Most people just leave the game when they encounter a modder. Can you imagine being a crybaby on YouTube? We're gonna keep modding. You're not doing anyone any favors posting these." Well, actually, you'd be surprised. I am, because someone actually, at least a few people have admitted to me that this actually interests them because now they know what happens in GTA, and this might teach them a lesson on what could happen in case they decide to, I don't know, cross boundaries with a modder or something. Whatever may happen. Lots of shit happens. A lot of things. It's unpredictable, but it could happen. And it definitely lets them know what to do and how to be safe off these lobbies and what could happen, which could be funny, but still. So this person, the other one, was saying, "When I use stand, I get at least 2 to 3 co-users per session and 10 plus who have the modder logo. This guy so far from reality is insane. Literally everyone is modding." No, I don't mod. That's what counts. 90% of players out there mod, but they have their own intentions. Most of them are ill-intended, like the one I've showed you in this episode, being very ego-sensitive and accidentally had their tralala scratched and their testosterone levels boosted beyond what Bullshark could even, provide in GTA Online, and they think they own the world, and then they start doing shit that they start doing because it makes them feel good, I guess. I don't know. There are other modders who are ill-intended and start ruining players' experiences, like this modder tried doing with me, and that's why I had to leave, obviously, because I'm not gonna stay in a room that's on fire. Smart enough, if you may think about it. And there are other modders out there who, because of these ill-intended modders, have no choice to install a mod menu to protect themselves against these ill-intended modders. So obviously, they care more about themselves at this point, that they should, of course they should, than Rockstar cares about us, because they don't care, they just want our money. And then this person comes in, which obviously YouTube wanted to block, but I allowed it. This person came in all respect, has stated, "This type of attitude is why I call modders incel beep over game chat. Bro thinks he's tough shit because he put a folder in another folder and plays the game." Anyways, no one responded to him, obviously, because, yeah, they woke up and realized, oh shit. But still, the other person, obviously this misery party, stated, "Dude, just cooked for real." Yeah, I know, I cooked. I made salmon. You want some? Oh, wait. I only give it to those who are willing to understand logic. Sorry. Anyways, the footage is from 2021, he said, obviously, like I've said. I know, I'm not afraid to admit it. Anyways, so I responded, "So, why should I stop because you're a modder? I won't bother anyone. If I catch anything, it's up to Rockstar to take care of it. Behavior such as this is what's ruining the game. No one's stopping you from modding. Why should you stop me from exposing what's wrong?" Obviously. And of course, responding to that insanely, Sigma comments, person stated, or at least I stated, "These kind of modders think they own the game and own everyone around them. It's like their livelihood. Sad how one folder makes them feel like they can rule the world." Anyways, this person stated, "Sorry to break it to you, number 1, but Rockstar does not care." Yeah, I know they don't. 2, you aren't doing anyone any favors by exposing modders. Actually, I am. You'd be surprised. Someone actually finds it interesting. Another person finds it informative to let them know what could happen in game. And 3, the game is 10 years old and dead. Modders did not ruin the game. It was slowly being ruined gradually. I know. Thanks for bringing up to me what I already knew, that I didn't feel like I had to mention, but obviously you had to bring up a reason to make me look stupid. So, yeah. I'm not. I know more. I know much more. I don't have to say it. Anyways, Rockstar's corporate greed ruined the game. That is also true. If they really cared about the game, they would make it hard to cheat or glitch. They do not care about the game. Why should you? Because it's Grand Theft Auto. I grew up with Grand Theft Auto, and I wish success for especially GTA 6 that everyone's anticipating for. I should start my motive the soonest as earliest as possible, because if this Rockstar decide to make a GTA 6 online, where they would allow type of shit like this to happen in game, with all these brain deads attacking each other and making personal threats and attacks or whatever. I don't make personal threats or attacks. If it really offends you, then obviously that means you know something's wrong with you and you need to change, but that's up to you to decide that. And on top of Rockstar's points that I was bringing up, if they decide to let the same thing happen to them on GTA 6, how fun is GTA 6 gonna be if this stuff is allowed? Just think about it for a moment. I'm glad I'm the only one who knows how to think about this. But still, the other person responded the same thing again. Sad how you let modders in video game get to you on a personal level. They don't. I'm a modder and I'm just relaxed. I don't take video games seriously. Good for you. There's better things to worry about or invest in your time on, man. When I play on Xbox or PS4, there's some modders on console. Why are you telling me what to do? Anyways, so I responded with a long essay, as I should, in the hopes that a person maybe cares, but obviously you see later on they don't, so why should I care about keeping them in my comments? Beyond that, I have said I'm aware Rockstar doesn't care. They won't care even if I try any effort at making them care alone, by myself. There are those out there surprisingly still trying to be as courageous as possible to continue playing the game as legitimately as possible. I've gotten messages elsewhere asking for more content such as this to either learn what goes on in the game or find it amusing as to what actually happens in the game. If they wish to see it that way, then I'll continue for them. Rockstar doesn't have to care if they don't want to, but that's the lack of care they have that ruins the game. And yes, that's what ruins the game, the lack of care. If they cared enough, they would fix the major cheating issues rather than letting modders develop themselves, overruling Rockstar's services until it's very much too late and they are forced to do something about it and would dedicate their millions of microtransactions into fixing their game, but they refuse to because they allow themselves to be money hungry if it means making the most profit as possible rather than spending it or giving back to the community by, well, fixing their game. I've made a disclaimer for the last note. Should I leave GTA Online for pastures new is up to my choice. I did not write a disclaimer as bold as I did just to grow a flower bed. Obviously not. I'm glad you're a modder who's taking the game on a relaxed note. Fine by me. I do not discriminate between modders, and modders. There are modders who ruin the game intentionally, and modders who use mods just to protect themselves from the kind of modders I've mentioned. There are other modders willing to F around for the sake of doing something new and more fun than Rockstar could have ever done or has ever done in history. I do not discriminate between the types. Modders are modders, and the show will go on. If Rockstar made the game better, there would be less modders, but I'm aware they do not care. But why should I not care? I am me, not Rockstar. You know what I mean? And then that person obviously was like, wow, you care too much about this game. You have feelings. You're a person. I don't like that. You have care, you have feelings. I don't like the fact that you're brain dead, that you're not brain dead. You care too much. Ew. I'm not reading that essay. Maybe you should invest your time on a cybersecurity class if you care this much about video game security. Do something that's worth your time. But what's worth my time? Here you go. Why do I have to make time for Rockstar's laziness? I have all the time I could ever waste, and I chose to make these videos. Posting content that someone out there enjoys is always worth my time. So you're right for one thing. I've been doing something I find is worth my time. And as of this point of reading the last comments of the video that I would like to showcase to you, that Stalin's person, no, not Stalin's person, Stalin's actually, I'm keeping them only because they were finally reasonable enough, but this misery party person, yeah, you're gone. Sorry, you're not willing to understand, then I'm not willing to keep you around. Goodbye. But that's really all I'm willing to state. I know this episode is 1 hour long, forgive me, but I felt like I had to reason this especially. This is probably the hardest episode I had to think about or work on, put together, but as far as I'm concerned, I hope I've mentioned as much context as I needed to. And if you guys want to know more, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to mention down in the comments below, or ask me in the comments below, but honestly, beyond everything that's happened, I'm glad it doesn't happen anymore, but I don't wish anyone else to go through the same thing. Honestly. It's difficult to try and reason with someone who's not willing to use their brain to understand enough. It's hard. And I really wish there was something I could do different to try and make the most perfect explanation in which even brain deads will understand, but the reason why I'm calling them brain deads, honestly, is because they just try to find a reason to make themselves look good, like they think they have control over you, thinking that, oh, you're pathetic or you're bullshit, and they start threatening, calling you names. I mean, I'm not personally bothered by it, but why do you make yourself sink so low? Why? That's my question. And as far as I'm concerned as well, I took out the other comment that didn't feel necessary to be asked anyways, because it doesn't make sense. Anyways, at the end of the day, I really hope I made something clear based on my intentions. But one thing's for sure, I'm not asking to be someone's bitch. I'm not trying to make anyone my bitch. And I don't wish to affiliate myself or my, let's say, decisions to, like, influence someone to make an action I would not be willing to do, such as session stalking or whatever. That's their choice, not mine. I do not have control over that. Maybe I tried stopping them, but they continued out of their own sake. So, what can I do then? I hope I made an explanation, because on my head I feel like this is like the hardest video I could have put together, because it's the only thing that's hard about it is to try and reason or make reason that's understandable to anyone. Even though I'm still gonna have someone try to make themselves look good and expose themselves, it's gonna happen, but what can I do at that point? Anyways, an hour episode. Whoever is willing to be, invested to watching up until this very point, thank you very much. But as far as I'm concerned, this is all that I really wish to give in this episode. If you guys want to ask me anything, go right ahead. To understand anything more, go right ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with this episode. Thank you for watching. And yeah, good luck out there, because you never know who you may come across. At all.